Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to Inter Worldwide. My name is Anthony. It is very, very early in the morning, so it's serious news if I'm doing a video in my office at this time of the morning. I've just turned on all my equipment, didn't expect to, so hopefully things run smoothly. It's going to be a very short video, so make sure you leave a comment if you are someone that has come around here for this particular video. It's all about the press conferences, isn't it? It's all about Chivu. It's all about Marotta. It's all about Lookman. It's all about the words that are coming out of their mouths. And, in an attempt to curb the anxiety and curb the nerves. But for fans like me, it didn't exactly curb the nerves this morning, did it? No, sorry, Bob. It actually made things a little bit more nerve-wracking when you hear Marotta come out and say that we're still looking for 2 to 3 days to look for this Lookman deal. So for a lot of fans, I'm reading in the chat this morning, people are still pretty confident. People are saying okay, well, now it's not coming from the media's mouth. It's coming from our club's mouth. And this is the first time that Marotta has come out and said something like this, with confidence that we are approaching a player. But to me, it was a little bit different when he started to say things like, we will evaluate the offer and we will re-put in an offer. And then it's a decisive week, so we will look at other targets if it doesn't work out. That leads me to believe that there is still a very good chance this won't work out. It leads me to believe that we were never really in a position where we were going to offer more than 40 million euros. I'm also a skeptic to the point where I believe that sometimes clubs want clubs to reject them and knock them back. So it wouldn't surprise me if Inter went in with 40 and didn't think that Atalanta would even invite them to the table. And now Inter's roped into a negotiation for a deal that they never had any intention of going $1 above their first price for. It's way too early in the morning for me to try and decipher Italian, especially long interviews like that. So I'm just going to open Fox Sports or open Yahoo Sports, as we call it here in Australia. And let's have a look at some of the words from the coach's mouth this morning. I haven't looked at any other content this morning. As I said, it's literally 6:30 in the morning as I'm recording this. So I woke up about 45 minutes ago, quick shower, and yeah, we're onto it straight away today. It's about all the hard work and we want to stay on top, the coach says. Questions included, this will be your first official season as head coach after a unique summer. What mindset are you in? Coach says we're starting again with the right mindset to carry on as a competitive team. That's our goal. The expectations are the same as always, the same ones this club has had since inception, to be competitive, to maintain loyalty and passion and achieve our objectives. He goes on to be, say that he's delighted to be with the group. He thinks it's a winning group. Can you explain your tactical approach and how do you see Inter playing? This is part of the interview that excited me and it will excite a lot of fans. Formations are just numbers. It's the tacticality that counts. We want to play aggressive, vertical football with balance and adapt to the different moments within a match and throughout the season. I like it. I like it so far. What is the main ambition this year, and is there a focus on the league? Cristian Chivu says, and guys, you don't need to ask me. If this group of boys can go half as hell for leather for the Scudetto as they did for the Champions League last season, we genuinely have a chance here. We never look to the past. We're not seeking revenge. We focus on the present and the future. This team, despite its ups and downs, has been built to be at the top, and that's where it must stay regardless of the titles we win. We will give everything to reach our goals. But it's the facts. It's facts that count more than words. The club is united and determined to make its mark and remain at the top of Italian, European, and world football. I'm not going to go into the intricacies, like the emotional stuff, the conversations about him as a player. I want to pretty much just talk about the technical stuff. We'll adapt its style depending on the opponent. We want to be more flexible and unpredictable. The formations are there, and the squad has players who can adapt to different phases of the match. It's good to hear this, considering one of our biggest vexes under Inzaghi, and no disrespect to Inzaghi. I think despite everything that's happened, people do need to put their hand up, including myself, and go, okay, tactical-wise, this guy was the best that we've had probably since Mourinho in terms of playing front forward, stylistic football. That's easy on the eyes. For me personally, give me Antonio Conte's regime any day of the week, but that's just me. How did you manage the aftermath of the Club World Cup with the team? We spoke about what happened. That's part of being a mature group that wants to win. Sometimes you need a little bit of extra clarity. How long does it take for a player to work through disappointment? Coach says we're an experienced and mature group with strong personalities. We know how to handle uncomfortable situations and accept criticism, both individually and collectively. Expectations for this team were very high and things did not go as planned. Mentally, that takes a toll because there's so much ambition to achieve something big. The good thing about football is that there's always another match, another season, another chance to start again. I like these words. These are good words from a new coach. They're good words from a new coach. You can't deny that. You can't deny that whatsoever. You can't deny that. We're going to go down a little bit. Is this squad complete, or does it still need something? I'm always in contact with the club to establish our market strategies and the direction in which we want to take this team in the future. We share the same vision and are always open to unexpected opportunities. Do you accept that there's a journey to be made? That's part of life. Once again, we don't really need to go into this. You've worked with Leone and Pio Esposito. What can you tell us about these two young players? As people, they're both remarkable, but to me, they represent the future of Italian football, and the fans will enjoy watching them for years to come in the national team. They will be a part of Italy's setup for a long time. Strong words about Leone. I'm not convinced that we're out of this one. I think that after, and we'll go into Marotta's words in a second. Obviously, I don't have all the time in the world before I go to work, but we got something going here. How long will it take for the team to take on board your ideas? As a coach and former player, I believe that it's the players who make the difference. The coach transmits ideas, but it's what they do on the pitch that matters. I've never seen a great coach without great players. Fair. Love this question and love this answer. What will Inter's midfield look like? We have a deep midfield with a lot of strong players. As the season goes on, we will see how we shape up. Sometimes there will be 3 in the midfield, other times 2. The lineup will be chosen week by week, depending on who our opponent is. I'm glad Hakan is healthy again, basically confirms he's staying. He worked very hard during the summer and is eager to bounce back. In the US, he was very disappointed. And while he tried to help the team, he picked up an injury again. He was desperate to return, so he worked hard during the holidays. Coach has got Hakan's back. Coach has completely got Hakan's back, even unless it's to the point where he's just like, uttering nice words to keep the peace until the transfer happens. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the peace has been made now. What difference can you make as coach? I hope to make an impact with common sense, shrewdness, and a smile so that we're always prepared for the next opponent. I'm also referring to the staff. We want to understand the players and keep an open dialogue with them. Sometimes people forget that we're dealing with human beings who have their own thoughts and concerns. We need to understand their problems and how to address them. I strongly believe in communication and in what one person can offer to another. Well done. Decent words from the coach. As we break it down a little bit. Basically, it's a blank canvas for the guy. And it's going to be a decisive next 2 to 3 days in terms of the personnel that he gets into the club, which brings us to the Marotta side of the interview. The Marotta side of the interview I don't have in English. All I have are screenshots from my friend Ian Kerr, which are all in Italian. So I am going to have to really bomb this and embarrass myself and try and decipher some of these screenshots. Wait. Ian is a G. He sent them all in English. Why did I click the link and try and read them in Italian this morning when Ian already dropped them in English for me? Fire, I'm an idiot. I wasted so much time sitting on my cooler this morning trying to decipher just the main points in Italian, and Ian already put it in English for me. I'm an idiot. Marotta says, I want to remind you of Inter's journey over the last 5 years. We've won 7 titles in 5 years. We've earned more points than anyone else, and we've consistently participated in the Champions League, something our competitors have not. We've reached 2 Champions League finals. I hate when people talk like this. I hate when people start their argument with a defense of themselves. It's the second worst thing of the world to do. The worst thing in the world to do is to start your defense by attacking others. When you see products on like Facebook or social media and they don't even start selling their own product because for the first minute they're bashing other brands. Like, for example, vitamins, like, every other vitamin D supplement does this. Every other green supplement is shit because of this. Like, you've lost me in your first second then. If your entire spiel is about hanging shit on others or defending yourself before you can project yourself, it's a bad start for me. I'm also going to come out and say that Beppe does look like he's aged half a decade in the last year and a half. Probably not a fair thing to say to an old guy. Sorry if I sound like a C word when I say that. I'm just looking at the guy. Guy looks weak. He also says what Oak Tree is developing is a very ambitious project, worthy of a major club. Oak Tree responded to our request and also invested in Appiano Gentile. In fact, you've probably seen the work going on out there, but not only that, there will also be Interello, significant renovations. Look, I will say one thing. The under-23 squad is up and about and moving, which is really, really good. He does comment on that. We've entrusted the under-23s to another coach who grew up in our youth team. Both of our coaches grew up here and one with Inter's youth teams. The under-23s will be a valuable resource for young players. This part I can really get behind. this part's probably the best part of the interview for me, not only because the under-23s is very exciting and it gives us a streamline to our own talent, which is what Juve have been doing. We are keeping a large fabric of Inter DNA in the club with Chivu as our coach. We are keeping a large fabric of the DNA with Vecchi as well. So we are looking as though we are keeping a very, very strong Inter culture and Inter DNA in the club, which is definitely something that's, needed. It's definitely something that's needed at the moment. Marotta says, Chivu has never been a second choice. Our model has changed and we've chosen Cristian Chivu. The Oak Tree has made significant sum available for the transfer market, targeted to specific players. The transfer window is open with another month to go. I thank Piero Ausilio and Dario Bacin for their hard work. We'll also have a healthy balance sheet. I won't reveal the figures because there will be a shareholders meeting in October. This is another source of great satisfaction, and Oak Tree has been instrumental in this as well. We're a company that has everything we need. We're a cutting-edge company. Interesting. Interesting words, not really football related. Moving down until we actually see some of the words about, what's it called? Lookman. The transfer market lasts for another month. One concept often escapes you. The fact that a team manages to keep all the players who have made it a protagonist means putting a very important piece in the puzzle. The transfer market is interesting. The fans open the newspapers. The more you write about the transfer market, the better it is. But if our team has reached where it is, it means it has very important qualities within it. See what I mean? I don't like these signs. I don't like these words. I don't like these words. We had lost an asset in value. We're currently blah, blah, blah. I don't deny that Lookman is an important element. He's a player we didn't discover ourselves. He's on everyone's radar. Not good. Today, he's at Atalanta, and Atalanta deserves the utmost respect. We don't obstruct. We have an excellent relationship with the Percassi family. Ugh. Vomit. I had a few words with Percassi. Traded. It's part of the logic. We shouldn't be afraid to ask for good players. It's premature to say what will happen. He's definitely into sights. Is it a decisive week for Lookman? Absolutely. We shared with the coach the search for the players with the versatility to play in different formations. Lookman is certainly suited to this model. He's not the only one. I won't deny that within 2 or 3 days, we'll reach a conclusion regarding a meeting with Atalanta. If the conditions are right, we'll initiate full negotiations and perhaps reach a conclusion. Otherwise, we'll make a different choice. Ooh. That last line is like a bit of a dagger. It's like just to letting us know, yeah, we're interested in him, but I've never come out and said that we're going to sign him. And if I don't come out and say it, well, why are you guys believing it? You shouldn't believe everything that you hear. And unfortunately, he's allowed to say that because it's his job. I've kept banging into this channel recently. It's his job. You cannot get cranky at people who do their job. He might be doing his job in a little bit of a sneaky C-word way, but he's been doing that for a while. It's his job. Lookman is 28 years old, I believe, and we all believe that you can't win with 11 young talents. Along with talent, you need experience and a very strong character. Lookman is certainly not a marketable player because of his age, but the advantage he can give us in his quality is unique. Leone is a target. The coach has recognized Leone's value, but Leone is a Parma player. We haven't started negotiations with Parma. He's a player who would be useful to everyone. We will see what happens. We recognize Leone's value, but remember that Pio Esposito comes from the youth academy. Yeah, well done, Beppe. Link, completely relate a centre-back to a striker just because of their age. Because age is way more important to talk about here than availability for position. And we hope to find Leone among our player. Leone among our players. Leone is certainly good. Perhaps the pressure around him is excessive. That I will agree with. The pressure is excessive. That's pretty much all there is to react to, guys. That's all there is to react to. All I wanted to do was to do a very, very quick video about this because I'm heading off to work now, and I figured, why not? It's important. It's important to keep the content out there, but more importantly, it's important to stay on top of this deal because every half day now is critical. It's 6:45 in the morning. I'm going to be back at about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. I'll put up a short or something. Every 12 hours, an update needs to happen. Every 12 hours. My name is Anthony. Have a great day. Bless up. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Every day above ground is a